Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Singh. Topping on Newscast tonight, the debate on same-sex marriage heats up in the Virgin Islands with more and more individuals and organizations speaking out on the issue. On Thursday morning, an anti-gay marriage organization set up a press conference at Emancipation Garden, but the press were not the only ones who showed up. News 2's April Knight has that story.
They should all be ashamed of themselves of what they're doing here.
Today, Emancipation Garden was truly a place of freedom. Freedom of expression between two opposing groups. One group in favor of same-sex marriage and the other condemning it entirely. The marriage equality bill, sponsored by St. Croix Senator Judy Buckley, spawned a strong public reaction. One Voice Virgin Islands, a collection of mostly church-related individuals and organizations, gathered in force at Emancipation Garden with one message: no to same-sex marriage in the Virgin Islands. One Voice said they want to preserve morality and prevent the decline of values.
We have a moral, and I repeat, a moral responsibility. The decision of the people of the Virgin Islands will most assuredly affect unborn generations, our children.
And to uphold the laws of God.
How God created humanity, male and female, how God created animals, male and female. Absolutely no scripture in the Bible that supports homosexuality.
But the event also drew a different crowd of believers. Their message: love is love, and gender should have nothing to do with it.
I love my wife. I wish we could get married legally. We've been together for 8 years. We have a beautiful family. I don't see how that's wrong. Or if she falls ill and goes into the intensive care unit, that I can't go visit her. I'm not considered her family. We can't buy a house together. We can't cover each other under our insurance because that does not exist here in the VI.
Same-sex marriage advocates say that religious beliefs should not have sway over the legal definition of marriage.
There is a separation between church and state. I understand that your religious reasons are there, then, if you don't like it, don't get one.
There was no interaction between the two groups on Thursday, but from the strong stance shown by both sides, the community can expect more of the same-sex marriage debate very soon. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Now, Senator Buckley's bill would change the legal definition of marriage in the VI Code from a civil contract between a male and female to that between two people. News 2 will keep you updated. The Senate Committee on Rules and Judiciary, chaired by Senator Samuel Sanes, met Thursday and approved Bill number 30-0422, which would allow a referendum on the legalization of the use of marijuana for medicinal purposes. According to bill sponsor Senator Terrence Nelson, the territory might find a lucrative revenue source in this venture.
Because cannabis is a tropical plant, if we were to really move on this industry here, we would probably be able to have some very precious cushion of Virgin Islands gold to really turn this thing up. You all need to stop playing with yourself and get real with it, okay? This step we're taking now is only putting it on the ballot to the people. That's all this step is. Do not deny the people. Do not deny the people.
On Wednesday, July 23rd, the Committee on Finance, chaired by Senator Clifford Graham, continued receiving testimonies regarding the 2015 fiscal year budgets for the Public Service Commission and the Housing Finance Authority. Executive Director of the Public Service Commission, Keith Lee Joseph, testified that the department requested a budget of $1 million for the upcoming fiscal year. Later during the budget hearing, Adrian Williams, Executive Director of the Virgin Islands Housing Authority, testified that the government of the Virgin Islands recommended an appropriation of $2 million to the fiscal year 2015 budget to supplement projected revenues of land and home sales, leases, mortgages, and other miscellaneous services. In addition to Committee Chairman Graham, committee members present were Senators Judy Buckley, Donald Cole, Myron Jackson, and Clarence Payne, and non-committee member Senator Craig Barshinger was also in attendance. St. Croix, the American with Disabilities Act in the Virgin Islands that's coming up, is celebrating their national anniversary this week, commemorating 24 years of advocacy for persons with a disability. A wide cross-section of the disabled population was represented at a forum held on St. Thomas on Wednesday. at the University of the Virgin Islands. Representatives from the agencies that partnered to host the event spoke of the need for increased advocacy for the disabled through public and private partnership, increased public awareness, employment opportunities, and extensive membership of support councils. They gave unanimous recognition of the accomplishments of the ADA in the community. Over the past 4 years, when the territorial office was established, remarks were made by Haptis, Executive Director of VI said, Yvonne Peterson, Executive Director of the VI Development Disabilities Council, Felicia Brownlow, Director of the VI Association for Independent Living, and more. Era Lockhart, Assistant Commissioner of the Department of Labor, and Felicia Blyden, Administrator of the Department of Human Services, Disabilities and Rehabilitation Division. Motivational speaker, author, and singer on NBC's Universal Glee Club, Mario Amaz Bonds, encouraged attendees to be self-advocates as he shared how he overcame his challenges with morning glory disease, which rendered him blind at age 8. He creatively delivered an emotional and moving message as he read Braille and presented a few musical selections. More about Mr. Bonds can be found on his website. Now, the forum will be mirrored on St. Croix on Friday at the University of the Virgin Islands Great Hall at 10 a.m. The media is also invited. Now, after a 3-day trial in district court in St. Thomas, a federal jury on Wednesday found 4 men guilty of the armed robbery of Imperial jewelry store in St. Thomas. This according to United States Attorney Ronald Sharp. Shaquem Fredericks, 19, Kim Gabriel, 18, Alvin Thomas, 19, and Shefton Newton, 26, were convicted with interference with commerce by robbery, conspiracy to interfere with commerce by robbery, and conspiracy to use a firearm in furtherance of a crime of violence. The Imperial jewelry robbery happened on March 15th. 7 suspects entered the store, held employees at gunpoint, and stole approximately $1 million worth of jewelry. 6 of the 7 defendants were apprehended by police in the bush in the area of Fireburn Hill shortly after. The defendants face a statutory maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. Sentencing for all 4 defendants is scheduled for December 4th. This Friday, July 25th, Women Striving for Success, Inc. will hold its 2nd annual conference. Success, Imagine It, Plan It, Capture It. This full day of networking, training, and empowerment sessions for personal and professional enrichment will begin at 8 a.m. at the Marriott's Frenchman's Reef Hotel. The keynote speaker, Ms. Melanie Jones, is the Market Unit Vice President of Sales Operations for Coca-Cola. Now, refreshments for South Florida area. Lots will be in store. Her story, advice, and direction will inspire ours to strive for success. Here's more.
We're going to have several speakers and presenters who will speak about organizing your day, organizing your calendar, about what to wear, what not to wear. So we have a fashion show segment by the folks from Fashionista. And we have our keynote speaker, who is Melanie Jones. She is one of 35 vice presidents of Coca-Cola in the United States. We're very proud to know that this young woman was able to attain success at a young age, but it wasn't easy. So she'll tell us about that, about breaking the glass ceiling. We also have presenters who will talk about living wills, living trust. We'll have a presenter as well who will be speaking about turning your hobby into a profit center. So
Commissioner Alicia Barnes of the Department of Planning and Natural Resources announced that the St. Thomas offices located at the Cyril E. King Airport Terminal building was closed today due to air quality issues. The VI Port Authority is currently working on the problem. The department expects to return to normal working hours tomorrow, Friday, July 25th. The commissioner apologizes for any inconvenience this may have caused. Turn our attention overseas. 1 week after the Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 was shot down, the process of recovering and identifying the victims continues. So does the process of identifying those responsible. Here's the latest.
A Dutch honor guard received more victims of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 on Thursday. As the identification process gets underway, the search continues at the wreckage site in eastern Ukraine for more remains. As many as 100 bodies could still be lying among the debris.
Possibly of some people, no remains will be found.
The Red Cross arrived at the site Thursday. They plan a methodical search. Many observers say the pro-Russian rebels controlling the area did the initial collection of the bodies in a haphazard way.
The contamination of the evidence and the disrespect shown to the bodies was too much.
Australia wants to send international police officers to help secure the site and ensure a full investigation. The Obama administration says all signs point to Russia for supplying the missiles to the rebels who took down the airliner, and the flow of weapons continues.
We have new evidence that the Russians intend to deliver heavier and more powerful multiple rocket launchers to the separatist forces in Ukraine.
U.S. intelligence sources say Russia is also firing artillery on Ukrainian military forces as they battle the pro-Russian separatists near where Flight 17 was shot down. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Washington.
And be sure to tune into CBS Evening News at 7:30 for more on this, as well as the Taiwan plane crash that claimed 48 lives. Keeping our eye on the economy, according to a recent report from the National Chicken Council, chicken consumption is up 17% from 2012. The top reasons for eating more chicken include health, taste, and costs. In other news, GM expects to pay at least $400 million in compensation to victims of the faulty ignition switch problem that is linked to 13 deaths. Unemployment benefits are down once again. The Labor Department says applications for jobless claims fell by 19,000 last week to 284,000. That's the lowest number since February 2006, 2 years before the recession started. Here's a look at the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. The Dow and NASDAQ down 2 and 1, the S&P up. Coming up on News 2, caramel, waffles, and ash. The perfect trio for you if you're interested. Details. Plus, our summer fun segment. Want to learn or experience what it feels like to golf like a pro? Find out where on St. Thomas the pros go for tea time. Coming up. Ever feel like golfing like the pros? How about a round at Mahogany Run Golf Course? Designed by world-renowned architects George and Tom Fazio, and nestled within the hills of the north side, on St. Thomas you'll find a golf course with breathtaking views of neighboring U.S. and British Virgin Islands that's fit for golf players and non-golf players alike. Mahogany Run Golf Course is home to the famous Devil's Triangle, a 3-hole stretch that's sure to challenge even the best of golf players. Mahogany Run remains a difficult but rewarding 18 holes of golf. Open 7 days a week, Mahogany Run Golf Course offers complete equipment rentals to ensure a memorable golfing experience. And after a long day of golfing, grab a bite to eat at one of their nearby restaurants. Now, Bill Clinton, Michael Jordan, and actors John Travolta, Sylvester Stallone, they have all played right there. Residents and visitors alike are in for a real treat on Friday, July 25th, as they prepare to experience the sounds of tenor saxophonist and vocalist Camille Thurman from 5:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. in St. Thomas's Roosevelt Park. An accomplished performer and composer, Camille has performed with jazz and R&B greats Dr. Billy Taylor, Chaka Khan, Benny Golson, George Coleman. Dr. Camille leads her own quartet as well, which has performed at the Kennedy Center and many other prominent jazz venues and festivals around the world. Jazz in the Park event comes complete with food vendors as well as a kids zone activity area that will offer free face painting, tattoos, and balloon art for children. Some students have been using their downtime for the summer to enroll in technology courses, and now they want to show off what they've learned. The Office of the Governor will host Technology Initiative Expos on St. Croix on Tuesday, July 29th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Office of the Governor in Christiansted on St. Croix, and on St. Thomas on Wednesday, July 30th from 10 a.m. to 1. The expos will allow the students enrolled in the technology course to display the work they have done in the technology courses over the past 4 weeks. Several summer camps, including the Weed and Seed Youth Program, Wesleyan, Sports, Parks and Recreation, Camp Paradise, they were all involved in a march against violence. The VI Police Department hosted the Weed and Seed Program Youth March and Fun Day on Wednesday. The march began at the Zone A Police Station courtyard On St. Thomas, it continued to the Legislature Building, to Emancipation Garden, up the hill past Government House, and then to the Lionel Roberts Stadium. Now, once there were sports competitions, bouncers, face painting, and various demonstrations held. Nyamka Farrelly has been appointed Director of Public Relations at UVI. Farrelly, who has served in this role as interim capacity for the past 2 years, is charged with leading the university's internal and external communication for all traditional and electronic media. UVI's president, Dr. David Hall, said Farrelly's appointment will help the university to achieve the goals to appropriately brand the position, the institution for future growth. She received both her BA in Humanities with a concentration in journalism and MBA degrees from UVI. She is a graduate of Ivana Udorakan High School on St. Thomas. In 2002, Farrelly joined UVI as a public relations specialist. Yeah, and it's time for our Pet of the Week segment, Caramel and Waffles. The perfect ingredients for you, just what you're looking for if you are a cat person. Pair these two up and Ash in the mix. And we met the perfect cute and cuddly trio up for adoption at St. Thomas's Humane Society. There's no denying they can be the perfect addition to your home.
We have Waffles, we have Ash, and we have Carmel. They are about 4 months old. They were a public drop-off at the Humane Society. They are up for adoption. Ash has already been fixed. And right now, for the end of this month, we do have 50% off on all adoptions. And for seniors, it's only $25 for an adoption. So if there's a senior out there who's looking for a dog or a cat or a special animal, please come down and check us out. And as always, if you can, please remember to spay and neuter your pets. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they were definitely cute and cuddly. Be sure to stick around. Your News2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.